Jumping into my lifeguarding role this summer was a little bit scary at first. I didn't really know how the Lord was going to use me as a lifeguard and an assistant cabin leader. However, throughout just the first week, I realized how much the Lord was going to have in store for me, and I was super excited. So working with the lifeguard staff was just amazing. I was constantly around people who just stirred my affection for the Lord every day. Not only did we get work done and we just prepared the beach for the kids every day, but we were able just to help each other foster our relationships with the Lord through conversation and through just meaningful discussion. So once the campers came to the waterfront, I always just had such a blast getting to engage with kids and getting to work with the staff. So being a lifeguard was just a phenomenal experience. And then every day I was done with that, I got to be with my cabin, which was just so amazing, getting to know these kids and getting to pour out into them. Even though I had just gotten back from a day of work, I still felt just so rejuvenated by just the kids and their energy. And so just getting to pour back into them as the staff poured into me as a lifeguard was just such an amazing experience. I grew up coming to Miracle Camp. I was always impacted so much by the speakers and the staff, and just seeing how much these people were willing to pour out into me and to just love me with just a genuine affection, just like the Lord does. Just really showed me what I want to do when I'm that age. So once I came around the time that I could work here, I felt the Lord really prompting it on my heart and decided that I would just jump in and take that opportunity. So I was a little nervous going into the summer, not really sure what to expect, what I'd have to do, would I be too tired, would I be able to do it for 3 months? But just instantly all those fears were just dissolved as I just met with the Lord, and He met me where I was, and He was able just to work through me regardless of just the fears that I had. So I was just so welcomed in by the staff who had been there and who were just so ready to pour into me so that I could effectively pour out into others. Working here this summer was definitely a lot different than I had expected. I expected to go in and just to kind of settle in a spot and just continue to do my role and my thing throughout the summer. However, the Lord quickly just changed my mindset on that, as I learned that things were not always going to go my way, but they always ended up going better than my way would have been. And so I also had expected to be a little less engaged with the staff. I didn't know that we were going to be such a family, which was one of the greatest things that the Lord surpassed my expectations. I had expected to make a few friends here and there, but not to make such a large amount of friends, just because you're just in constant community with a group of believers that are around your age and that have similar passions that you have. You just end up being so bonded as a family and united, and that's something I just never would have expected to get to see ever in my life. So that was just such a blessing for me, and I know that I'm going to treasure those relationships and just the way that the Lord had worked through us and made those memories. So my favorite memory from this summer was a conversation I had with a camper. She was able to talk to me about things that she was struggling with, and I ended up seeing the way that the Lord had put me through each of these different circumstances in my life that were all just put there for me to be able to reach out to this camper. So there were so many things that I just questioned the Lord, like, why did you put me through that? Why did I experience that? But through this conversation, I was just able to have a complete understanding and awe of the way that the Lord uses every single point in our life just to glorify His name. Conversations like those were what really stood out to me this summer, and I know that I'm always just going to take that with me throughout the next years in college and in life, of just how the Lord uses each situation to glorify His name. I would hands down recommend this job to anyone. I have easily had the best summer of my life and wouldn't take back any of this for the world. There's so few chances in life where you get to be with such a community of believers and also just get to serve the Lord with them. And I've absolutely adored the relationships that I've formed and the friendships that I've made, but also just the ways that I've seen God use me. So this job is absolutely phenomenal. I am so glad that I did it, and I really hope that the Lord calls me back here, because I definitely am in love with this place, and I'm sure that you would be too.